Alright, so my internet dropped off last time, and I didn't quite have a chance to finish up my thoughts on The Witness. So I figured I would do that. When you get to the end of The Witness, you get into a glass elevator, and it sends you right back to the beginning, and when you get back to the beginning, you can notice this thing. It leads into this place. And so, uh, yeah, right when I got to the end of The Witness, the main thing I was saying is that it's like a 6 out of 10 game, and the frustrations of the game itself couldn't quite overcome what I was really looking for in a puzzle game. And that's just saying that, like, the design choices to not have the soundtrack, um, to have it so that, like, so many things are hidden within the space, but there's no contextual clues about whether you're getting close to something that's hidden or whether you're getting further away, where things are, or if there is, I didn't find them. And ultimately, I really feel it's the same way I feel about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where there's all this cool stuff, and I really, really loved it. And then I realized that I was kind of done with it after a point, and that it was just kind of more of the same, uh, and there really wasn't enough variety to keep drawing me back, and it wasn't doing enough to make me want to be drawn back into the game to keep on struggling with it over and over again. This happens a lot with puzzle games and with me, and lots of times I'll put them down and come back to them later, and put them down and come back to them later. So maybe I'll come back to The Witness later and check it out. I hear there's a phone version, and I think that might be a more enjoyable way to experience the game. Um, but I'm really glad I got to play it, glad I got to experience it. But ultimately, I think I learned more about things that I want to try to avoid in my own process. And I think I had more frustration at some of the design choices and the way in which they caused friction with the way that I wanted to play the game. That kind of really brought this down from being a 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. So, really interesting game, kind of fun. Don't know if I'll ever come back to it. If I do, I think on a phone or a tablet's the way to do it, so you can kind of do a puzzle, do a couple puzzles, come back, do a couple, do a couple, come back, and just take my time and have a more casual kind of jump in, jump out experience. I think that's another thing that really frustrates me about this game is it's all about observation and paying attention and observation, but I spent 31 hours in this game, and I need more help tracking the things I'm trying to observe and keep track of. Because I like if I do play it on phone, I jump in and I jump out. Keeping track of anything that I'm observing or following is difficult without some kind of context clues, without some kind of help or some kind of aid. And so, not having a UI, not having some kind of in-game way to track things, some kind of in-game way to help with things, I think hindered my overall experience with it than helped. I mean, I can see there's reasons why, but and then I did look at some answers. I looked up some stuff right there at the end because I was kind of, like I said, I was kind of done with it at that point, and I didn't care enough to actually struggle through to try to get to the end because I was done with it at that point. I think if I hadn't been streaming it, I would have turned it off and just not played. But yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about The Witness. It's a good puzzle game. I definitely think it's not my kind of puzzle game. I think someone like my mom or someone who is more dedicated to that kind of long haul struggle against those kind of things would have more enjoyment out of the way it's set up and what it's trying to do. But I don't know. Definitely not something for everybody. But if you like puzzles, it's got enough of a minute to make it a good, enjoyable, and really nice experience. So, yeah, I'm Andrew. This is catskullgames, and join me every Sunday. I'll be playing more games. Up next is Lorelei and the Laser Eye. I'm really excited for that. Should be a lot of fun. If you have any suggestions for games, let me know. And otherwise, go play something cool, play something challenging. Let me know what you think. Bye. How do I turn these things off?